Anyway, before all of that, something very strange is happening on the streets of Britain. I don't know if you've noticed, but in some places, pavements and roads have been blurring into one, with cars, buses and pedestrians all sharing the same space.
Now, disability groups say that this is causing no end of problems. Nick Wallace went to investigate.
Reading in Berkshire. Here in the middle of town, the traffic lights have been switched off as they road test a shared space, a semi-pedestrianised area with no official crossings or road signals. It's also open to cars, vans, bikes and more than 2,000 buses a day. Simon Goodall played goalball in the 2012 Paralympics. He's totally blind and relies on his dog Headley to get around town. And Headley's not happy.
I've got a bit of a confused guide dog now, because now they've turned the crossings off. There's no standard crossing that he's been trained for. It's a no-go area for me.
While crossing here might look a bit hairy, there have been no reported accidents in the 5 months since the trial started. And with more shared spaces planned nationwide, Simon's keen to show us how Headley struggles when the signals are switched off.
Down the crossing.
I'm watching from across the street.
Down the crossing.
OK, he's waiting at the side of the road now. There's a bus coming towards them.
Oh, no.
That was very nearly an awkward moment. A van has stopped for Headley and Simon, but a bus didn't, and I think Simon was just about to go.
1.5 minutes later, Simon finally manages to cross.
Straight on. Straight on.
But only with the help of a passer-by.
Straight on.
Left or right?
Straight on. I'm going to my left, my love. Thank you. Come on, find the crossing.
Hello, Simon. Well done, you made it.
I made it.
The lady that walked across with you,
yes,
she was the one that said it was safe to cross.
She said it was safe to cross.
And that's how you made it?
That's how I made it.
Even though you got Headley?
Yeah.
So not everyone finds shared spaces easy to use. Nearly 200 miles away in Poynton, Cheshire, they've had a fully operational shared space for 3 years. As a driver, the lack of distinct pavements, traffic lights and road signs certainly puts you on your mettle.
I really don't feel comfortable at all here. Whether that's making the people around me safer or not, who knows?
28,000 vehicles a day navigate this design. Masterminded by Shared Space's biggest fan, Ben Hamilton-Bailey.
When you said you approached the junction with trepidation, that pleases me. I'm glad. If you're driving half a ton of metal, you should approach a busy town centre with some trepidation. It relies on a scheme that feels less safe in order to make it safer. And that's a difficult thing.
What about blind and partially sighted people? They're at a disadvantage, aren't they? A massive disadvantage.
Of course, they always are. I mean, if you're blind, you are at a disadvantage. But drivers are responding to the particular presence of other people around them.
Would you be prepared to cross this space if you couldn't see?
Absolutely, yeah.
So we blindfold Ben and send him on his way.
So I'm looking for the paving here. There's waiting to get it around the car. And hear its engine.
Although he's making me nervous, cars are stopping for him. Average traffic speeds here are down to 20 miles an hour. Accidents have halved, and so far have all been minor.
Do you realise you've just crossed a road?
Yep. And I can hear the traffic behind me now. It's obviously uncomfortable, but what I know is that what's been created in Poynton is somewhere that if your circumstances are such that you can't see, drivers will respond to those circumstances.
So how will Headley take to Poynton's scheme?
What have we done here? Wow, how the hell are you supposed to cross this? It's very much you're in the hands of the traffic, the kindness of them stopping. So I found it really, really difficult. Ooh, this is awkward. It takes away my independence. I mean, I have a guide dog to enable me to get from point A to point B with, you know, relative ease. Ooh. Gordon Bennett. Now where are we going?
But trying to find ways that allow somebody to make a mistake and cross the road and not be killed for it. And to do that, it means moving away from the convention of separating and barriers and traffic signals to somewhere that promotes civility.
The But I reckon Ben will struggle to persuade Headley of the joys of shared space.
Boy, good boy.
Well, everyone's up in
Yeah,
arms in here
poor
about
little
that.
I think it's the most ludicrous idea I've ever heard. What about
Me too.
blind people,
I know, well, Headley,
children?
yeah, I know.
You know, what about, there's going to be all sorts of traffic congestion, accidents. People won't know. There's no road marks. I mean, in the country, we don't have pavements or road signs.
But there's less traffic, isn't
Less
Tell me
traffic,
about
and
it,
we
Paul.
manage because we know. But when you're in an inner city that's busy, you know, you just think, oh, I'm imagining. I mean, and what about the traffic lights? They go beep, 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 beep.
No, none of that.
None of that.
Well, since then, Headley, that guide dog, now goes all the way around the outside of the town.
To avoid
Yeah,
it.
it's dreadful. I don't know. These council officials, some of them, I wonder where they are, please.
Right, now then, safety.